you're going to want to make sure you stick around for this one, because I'm going to let you know if this movie is tarable or not. Oh, come on. You know you fucking laughed at that. Welcome to Happywax TV. So I'm going to try and keep this one short if I can. I don't know if I can or not. But anyways, we're talking about the movie called Tar. It just came out. It's directed and written by Aaron Wolf. And I don't know, man. To sum this movie up, like, if you've seen the trailer for this flick, whoever cut that trailer, I just wanted to say well done. Because it sucked me in. I really did want to see this movie. But the end result, after watching the trailer and then watching the movie, would be like, you know, when you see like a fast food billboard, like a McDonald's or something like that, and it's got like a picture of like the burger on it that looks like this, and that's what you expect when you go in to order, and then when your order comes, you end up with something like that. You know what I'm talking about? You guys know what I'm talking about. Like, it still tastes good, you still eat it, even though you don't want to, but you still eat it. It still tastes good, but the appearance is like nowhere near what you're getting on the billboard, right? That's the same with this movie. I mean, the trailer, it's sad to say, but most of the good parts of this movie are in the trailer. They really are. And a lot of the parts in the trailer are the narration that is done by Graham Greene, who is in this movie. He's a legend. And every scene that he's in is fantastic. You know, we're given like an opening sequence, or an opening, sorry, not a sequence, but well, it is a sequence, but an opening kind of a verbal sort of history of you know, where this tar creature came and how it all came to be. And then throughout the movie, in certain spots, Graham Greene's character, who plays a homeless man, gives some more background history on this creature. And every scene that he's in is killer, because he's a fantastic actor. Like, he's awesome. You know what I mean? But, and again, too, with this movie, the acting isn't the issue. I mean, for a low-budget movie, I'd honestly say the acting was pretty good. I mean, Tiffany Shepis is in this. I'm not going to go through the whole cast, but, I mean, I thought they did a fairly good job. There was a little, you know, kind of a few sketchy performances here and there, but for the most part, I thought the acting was bang on. But there was two big issues with this movie. And the first thing I'm going to say, and you guys know I'm going to say this, is the fucking pacing of this movie, okay? It's an hour and 30 minutes long, and I hate fucking saying this, because you guys are going to be like, he says the same fucking thing every review, and I know I do, but it's the truth. This movie, for what we're given, is fucking way too long. It's an hour and 36 minutes. Like, God, honestly, through the first act and the second act, nothing really fucking happens. We're just, you know, we're given some character background about how this, you know, the father and the son are kind of like, you know, not getting along too well, and they have their differences. And then there's like, this is an office building where the majority of this takes place. And then there's like another office building, or an office in the building where they're, you know, have to move stuff out because it's been sold, and the owner wants to take it over because there's like a Kentucky Fried Chicken going in there or something like that. So they have to get all their crap out of there. But that's all the first two acts are. We're given this opening scene, which is pretty awesome actually, because it's animated. You know, the history on this creature, and then, you know, we're given a couple construction scenes, which I guess are okay. And then the rest of the first act and the second act is just dialogue in this office that really, I mean, for the most part, doesn't lead anywhere. Really, I mean, I guess it's character building, but man, oh man, it could have been shaved down. And then when we have the reveal of the creature in the third act, that's, I mean, you have to go through almost an hour before you actually see this thing. And as far as I'm concerned, the creature wasn't in this movie near enough, okay? Especially making us wait for almost an entire hour for the payoff. I mean, and again, I know this is low budget, okay, but all this creature looks like is a cross between Obi-Wan Kenobi when he has his fucking hood over him, you know, his old school hood. And the creature itself looks like, from, you know, Conan the Barbarian #2, where he fights that wizard in that glass kind of a room, and he turns into that lizardy demon creature. That's what it looks like. That's exactly what it looks like. And it has about as good a facial movements as that terrible looking creature in Conan the Barbarian 2 did. Like, I'm like, what? This is a tar creature? A creature that lives in the La Brea tar pits? Well, first of all, what's he doing wearing a fucking hooded cloak? I'm like, come on, man. You know, but again, I know this is low budget and they're very restricted with what they can do with special effects. I mean, there's hardly any gore in this movie. In fact, I think it's rated PG. There is a couple, you know, there's some stabbing scenes and there's one scene, I don't want to give too many spoilers, but Tiffany Shepis at some point gets her face ripped off, like literally. I mean, that's okay, but I'm like, man, oh man, I don't know. I watched the trailer for this movie and I was so pumped, but the end result, it's just, I don't know. Like, why do they do this? I remember back in the 70s and like 80s, when I sat down as a kid to watch a fucking monster movie, which is what this is, like there were monsters in it all the fucking time. You know what I mean? Like from start to finish, monster, monster, monster. It's just, lately I've been watching movies and it's like they advertise it as like a creature feature or a monster. And like, if you even see the fucking monster, it's like for like less than a couple of minutes. And it's usually in the third act. You get glimpses of it, you know, maybe in the first act, a little walk through in the second, but you really don't get the huge reveal to the third act. And it's like, it doesn't work because you're going to lose your audience well before the payoff. And I'm telling you, if you're going to make us wait over an hour for the fucking payoff, it better be like mind-blowing. And it's not, you know what I mean? And it happens all the time in these movies. And it's just, I don't know, man, it's disappointing because honestly, this really isn't that bad of a movie. I know it's getting ripped apart in the IMDb bullshit that's going on because, you know, some bozos from the fucking, obviously from the cast, if you go and look who is commenting, you look at the last names and it's obviously family of the cast members giving this movie a 10. But then there's these other fucking idiots, you know what I mean, who combat that, then give it a 1. So, like, don't go by the rating. Like, if I was to give this a rating, an honest rating out of 10, I'd probably give it a 5, maybe a 5.5. And that's probably pushing it a little bit, but the effort was there. I can see that in this movie. Again, the acting is not bad. It really isn't. It's actually better than most movies of this style. But it's just too fucking long, man. And there's not enough good story, you know what I mean, to combat the filler story. It's like the half of the first act and all of the second act is more or less it just feels like filler. It really does. And it's sad, really. And then when we get into the third act, when we actually see this fucking creature, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it was mostly practical. I'll give them that too. And I know I'm going to sound like a hypocrite because I always say, give me a guy in a rubber suit over CGI, and that's what this is. But I don't know, man. When you think tar creature, I expected more. I don't know. I didn't expect to see a lizard with a cloak on with a little bit of black gunk here and there. But again, that's budget restriction. So I don't know. I'm not, you know, I don't know. I'm going to recommend you watch this movie. Just watch it and you'll see exactly what I mean. Like it's not bad. It's not, I've seen a hell of a lot worse. I'll tell you that much. But it's just the unfortunate thing is that we have to wait so long to actually see the fucking creature. And then when we see it, and the ending, let me, I don't want to start a rant video, but the ending is fucking terrible, okay? And listen, if you're involved in this movie, producer or even the director, Aaron Wolf, like your ending is fucking terrible, okay? I don't know if you ran out of money. Maybe you did, I don't know. But that final don't fuck with my family scene, I don't understand what happened there. You cut its eyeball out and it disappeared? Like, I don't fucking understand. But this movie doesn't take itself seriously either. There's jokes throughout, some miss, some hit, but I don't know. I'm going to give it a 5.5. I think I'm being really fair with a lower mark, just over a 5. But don't go on IMDb and listen to some of these bozos. Again, this is low budget, okay? This isn't some big fucking, you know, multi-million-dollar production here. These guys probably only had like, at best, maybe like, I don't know, I don't even want to speculate, but they didn't have a lot of money. But they did the best with what they could. So I am going to give them props for that. And I'll tell you, I know I rag on some of the movies, but the acting in this movie was fairly good. But it's just, there's so much fucking filler in this movie and dialogue that doesn't need to be there. It's almost pathetically obvious they're just trying to extend this film. And I've heard this from other directors and stuff, that they have to make it a certain length for it to get picked up by distribution companies. And honestly, to me, that's a load of fucking horse shit, because I'm a fucking fan of horror, and I'm telling you, I would much prefer to watch this movie at 1 hour and 15 minutes than 1 hour and 36. Trim that fucking 15 minutes off to keep the pacing up, and you have like a way better fucking movie. So, like the title of this movie says it all, Tar. Halfway through the first act, all the way to the end of the second act, it just feels like it's stuck in tar and is barely moving, and you're going to lose a lot of your audience, unfortunately, because of that. So, but I don't know. Anyways, if you were involved in this movie, I wouldn't mind hearing from you, and just let me know if that was the case, why it's 1 hour and 36 minutes, because there obviously isn't enough meat in here for that runtime. So maybe that was the case. I don't know. And that end creature, man, I don't know. You got to explain that one to me. Anyways, it's called Tar. It's out now. Give it a watch. It's Halloween season. I mean, you're going to get killer movies, and you're going to get shit movies, and then you're going to get in-between movies, right? This is a low-budget in-between movie. Give it a watch, see what you think, and after you're done, come back here and give me your thoughts on it, guys. And yeah, as always, stay scared.